Mm-hmm.
Let's say we have a young guy. I'll give him 30s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So established enough in his career and a bit of a techie. So
Mm-hmm.
a bit of a nerdy look. And if he's like most guys in his 30s, it's a pair of pants, a shirt, maybe a plaid shirt, and we're done. Or
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of it. A jacket only if essential. That's the typical format that I'm seeing. So what would you advise? If you were taking a young guy who's in the tech area, who's gotten a little bit of a tech slash
Mm-hmm.
nerdy look and is looking to upscale,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily to do the Steve Jobs black t-shirt copy image, but to fit in his organization, what would you say to him to pay attention to?
One of the questions that I would ask him first, as I ask all my clients, is how do you want to be perceived? What are your goals? So, where do you want to go? How do you want to be perceived? Where do you want to go in your career, in your personal life? And how do you want to be perceived to do that? So, I had a client that fits that description that you were just talking about. He had a background role. He kind of looked a little bit sloppy, t-shirt, jeans. Sometimes the bottom of the jeans were a little bit tattered and frayed. They were super comfy and a little bit loose. He had on some like glasses, they weren't super modern or anything. And he wanted to be perceived with more authority. He wanted to advance in his career. He wanted to find a partner. So when I helped him put together more of a polished look, update his glasses, his hairstyle, his clothing, he looked he looked polished. He looked more trustworthy, professional, reliable. And shortly after that transformation, he got a big promotion in his career. And actually his position had him in front of a lot more people. So, and not only that, but he started dating a very beautiful, powerful woman who works in advocacy. So she's like a real dynamic person. And they ended up getting engaged and getting married. Now, would all of that have happened for the old version of him that was just kind of wearing those slightly sloppy, loose, comfy, and, nerdy engineering type clothing? I don't think so. That made a big difference in his life. So yeah, getting more fit, polish, grooming, updating the glasses, things like that.
All right. So you've talked a couple times about the notion of accessories. And for guys, that's going to be things like socks, cufflinks, if you're wearing that kind of a shirt,
The
watch, the shoes, I'm assuming matter, as well as
belts,
the hairstyle, the belt, the glasses. And particularly on Zoom, I'm thinking glasses probably and hairstyle are a big place to go. And that you want to make sure that that's a more modern look or a more appropriate look to what you're trying to achieve. And and it's polished.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, for some of my clients, if they're in the creative field, they can be kind of creative, artistic. If you want to be perceived as, polished, precise in a field of precision, more formal, then you probably want to have a hairstyle that is tidy and neat, and your grooming. Yeah.
Okay. So again, we're matching that a bit to the corporate style and to the image that I want to be perceived of in that corporate style, while still keeping a spark and the piece of my personal archetype in a way that lets me feel like I'm still me, if not turned into somebody else.